just a second. Alright, I think I am live finally. Been dealing with some encoder issues with YouTube. I don't know if it's my network or what's going on. I'm in the process of switching to a different internet service provider, so maybe that'll make things easier the next time I do a stream. Quick update before I start coding. We've got Hacktoberfest coming up. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen again this year because Microsoft bought GitHub, but if you don't know what Hacktoberfest is it is a joint thing between GitHub and DigitalOcean where they try to promote open source software development. So in the past the rules have been you have to contribute at least 4 pull requests to some kind of open source software and you get swag. So I'm wearing my 2017 Hacktoberfest shirt. Got the 2016 one here. Usually you get a shirt, some stickers, some cool swag for free for just, you know, doing stuff on GitHub. So with that in mind, this project is going to be open source, so if you want to contribute, more than welcome to look at your PRs and merge them in and help you get your Hacktoberfest swag. All right. Let's switch over here and let's go ahead and start a new project. Just say Laravel new client portal. All right, now while this is starting up, I'm going to explain what I'm wanting to build here. For my clients, I'd like to have a portal where they can log in and see a few different things on their projects. They can see the backups on their server. They could go in and you know, restore a backup if they think there's a problem. They don't have to come get me. It also allows them to see that their server really is being backed up. Another thing I'd like it to do is integrate with Square. There's a Square API. I send all my invoices through Square, so this will allow them to go in and see all of their bills that they've already paid, see the information on them, so they can go back in time and you know, if they need it for tax purposes or whatever, they'll have them all in one place. And the last thing I'd like it to do, going blank right now. Oh yes, Uptime Management or Uptime Monitoring. There's a Laravel package that I'm looking into that will monitor the uptime of an application, and I'd like them to be able to go in there and see, yes, my application has been up, it's been healthy for so many days, months, whatever. Let's go ahead and install all of our dependencies. All right, everything's good to go there. Let's open up our code. Let's see here. It's in projects. And what did I call this thing? Client portal. Here it is. All right, so we got PHP Storm up and up here. Let's go to presentation mode. All right, if you guys are just joining, I apologize for moving the stream. We had a lot of encoding issues YouTube would not let me stream for some reason. Okay, just checking the stream. All right. So we want to start a new project here. So Laravel's already built us our whole application structure. Let's take a look at our env file. We've already got our app key built. Let's set up a database. I am really lazy, so I'm not even going to deal with going into MySQL, setting up a new username and all that stuff. For my local development, I just like to use SQLite. We can get rid of the host and the port, username and password. And this guy is going to be stored. I'm just going to put it right here in our root. Let's see here, new file. We'll call it db.sqlite. Create that. Let's copy the path. Go back to our env file, paste it in there. All right. Let's see. Laravel comes with the artisan command line tool, which is pretty awesome. Oops, I need to go into client portal. Comes with a whole bunch of really cool commands that help us develop. I do have a shorthand. I just say art, and it does the same thing. So if you see me using that, it's using PHP Artisan. Let's go ahead and run a migration just to see if it's working. Okay, so we are connected. It is migrating against our database. Let's go ahead and open up SQLer. So I am on Elementary OS. Add a new connection. Client portal. All right, so we got SQLite. Let's find the path. Let's go to home projects. Client portal, db SQLite. Open it up. If you're not familiar with SQLer, it's a really awesome database tool for Elementary OS developed by Alacad. All right, so we already have some of our tables in here. We got our users table. We got stuff for the migrations and passwords. Nothing for our application really in here yet. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and run art make auth. So that'll scaffold up our authentication. So if we open up Chrome, let's go to clients portal.test. Oh, we got a 500 error. Let's see what's going on here. What did I forget? So we go to storage, logs, Laravel log. Let's see what we have here. Let's go down to the end. Maybe my valet is not running. Let's see here. See if that'll do it. Yeah, the PHP editor, or PHP Storm, it looks pretty good once you get rid of a lot of the extra annoying stuff that comes with it. Once you hide everything, get used to key bindings, it looks pretty nice. Is the stream cutting out or anything? I'm getting some notifications. Hoping that the stream is working okay. All right, let's figure out why this thing is not working. I should have loaded all the Composer. That should be fine. Why aren't you working? Let's go in here. Valet paths. Go into CD projects. or right here. Let's do valet park, or is it link? It's not it. Valet park. Well, it's definitely hitting the application because we're getting errors. I have no idea why though. It's a brand new app. And now my mouse doesn't work. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, mouse is working again. What is this error? This is strange. Let's see here. Application is live. We regenerate our key. This is an awesome, entertaining stream, isn't it? What is going on? Class loader 322. Let's see what this is. Oops, not that. Let's see, what is this doing? It's trying to include a file. Client portal, my sports, forward calls. Very, very strange. No idea why this is happening. Let me try. See if one of these others works. Huh. So one of my other sites is also not working. I haven't used my elementary OS computer in a while. I wonder if an update broke a lot of stuff. Let's see here, valet update. Let's see if this does anything. Well, we can do something else. Let's see here, client portal artisan. I think it's called serve. What is it called? Art grep serve. Okay, it's just called serve. Localhost 8000. Let's see if this works. There we go. This is why most of my videos are recorded, because this stuff happens. Alright, so we're just using a local artisan served server here. We have our app up and running. The make auth that I did has a register form and a login form, so that's all taken care of us automatically. So let's try and build a feature. Get a new console here, make this bigger. Alright, so let's talk about the users and their roles. So I'm going to have a user account. I will be an administrator. Other users will be invited, so we won't actually use the registration form. They'll be sent an email with a link to come and log in and set up their profile. So me as an administrator, I need to be able to create users, edit them, assign them to projects. So let's talk about that first. Let's talk about the being able to edit users. So let's make a test. Make a test. Let's call it admin user page test. All right. Now we're moving. All right, so we've got our test here. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to use our database transactions. And what that's doing is when I run these tests, I'm using the same database that I'm using when I'm testing the application. So the database transactions is going to make it so that in this test, if I create 10 users, at the end of the test, they'll all get undone. They'll be reverted, and they won't be in the database as I'm looking at it in the browser. So I like to use this so we don't clutter up the database with a whole bunch of useless stuff. Let's make a test. It allows admins to view users. Now we don't have anything built for the page or for knowing if a user is an administrator or not. So I like building these feature tests because they can kind of force you to write a whole lot of code and you know that it all works. So let's start. So let's try to get a URL called users. So what that would be like is if we were in our app and we did /users. Now we get a 404. Really nice 404 page comes out of the box with the latest Laravel version. So obviously this doesn't work, but we want to run a test. So if we go to users, right now we are not logged in as anybody. So what are we going to expect? Let's expect it to just redirect back home. Now I'm going to run my test real quick. So this is PUF is basically an alias. It's running, well, PU. It's running the PHP unit with a filter. So I'm running the test only on the admin user page test class. So let's do PUF admin user page test, and it fails. Of course it does, because it is not redirecting home. It is just getting you a 404. So how are we going to make this work? We're going to need a new controller for handling the user's endpoint, and we're going to need it to be protected by a middleware that redirects back to the home screen if you are not logged in. So let's go ahead and make a controller user page, or user controller. And this is going to be a resource controller. That means, well, let me just run it and I will show you. The resource controller gives you a whole bunch of already made endpoints. We have the index for displaying the listing of the resource. That'll be displaying the page. Create, show the create form. Store, actually store the newly created user into the database. Show a specific user. Edit, show the edit form. Update a specific user. And destroy, which is delete. Let's go into our routes web here. Let's create a new resource. So /users is going to go to our user controller. Now let's see what that does here. If I do art route list, down here you can see we now have these users endpoints. We have users, we can show a specific user, we can destroy it, we can post a new one, we can view them here, get users. So if we go back to Chrome and I refresh this, now it's not giving us a 404 because we actually have a page. But that's still not doing what we wanted it to do, right? This is still, where is my thing? This is still failing because it's not redirecting to home. So what we can do to make sure that happens is we can just say middleware auth. Let's run our test. So it took us to login. I don't want that. Let's go into our auto. So real quick, a middleware, what this is doing is it's saying, all right, you're trying to access this resource /users. Before I let you do that, I need to run this other piece of code that is going to let me know if you should continue or if you should go somewhere else. That middleware is called auth. So if we go into app HTTP middleware authentication, and here we can redirect. What is our route? Is it web? What do we call that? We don't want to go home. We just want to go to turn redirect to /. So if the authentication fails, we're going to redirect to just /. Let's see if that works. Nope, I got 500. What did I do wrong now? Let me get rid of all this. Let's see here. Oh, that's a lot of lines of code. Maximum function level 255.6. Not sure what happened there. Should work. I wonder if I leave that blank, what will that do? I'm just playing right now and seeing what happens. But let's just say for now, because I don't want to deal with fixing more issues on the stream, this is going to take you to login. If you try to go there, you're not logged in, it's going to take you to login. We passed. However, we also want to make sure that only the administrators can get to this page, right? So let's create a new user. Now, factory is going to create a user for us, so we don't have to actually, insert into the database, set a password, set all that stuff. If we go into our database, factories, user factory, here's where that's being defined. So the factory is going to make a new user with a random name, a random email. It's going to have a random password. It doesn't really matter. We just want a user to use. So we've created this user. Now we're going to act like that user. And we're going to get users. Let's see if this takes us to the login page, right? Because we want to make sure it's administrators. We haven't written anything for just the administrators, so it's going to fail. All right, so we got 200. We can check this out here. If I try to refresh this, it took us to the login page, but we're not doing that when we're logged in. So what we're going to need to do is if we go back to our route, we want a different middleware. Right now we're doing just, is the person authenticated? But what we really want is, we want to know, are they an administrator? So let's make a new middleware, and let's see how difficult that is. Make me a middleware called admin. Done. Not really. Let's go back into our app, HTTP middleware admin. And here's where we're going to handle it. It already gives this to you, so it's pretty easy to start. What we're going to do is we're going to say if the current user, so if the user, so I think we also have a auth, let's see here. I guess we'll just need to say if the user is not null, right? So if it is not null and is admin. Now we don't have an is admin on our user right now. If we go back to our database, we look at users, we just have name, email, password. We don't know if they're an administrator or not. But we're going to pretend like that's already done. Else return route login. So now we have that built. Let's see, where do we register the middleware? Let's go into the Laravel docs real quick. Middleware, registering middleware. It's going to be in the app HTTP kernel. So app HTTP kernel. Here's our middlewares. So let's just add in our admin. And now we can go into our route file and we'll call this admin. Let's see if that works. Oops, where we go? There we go. This is why I like writing tests, because I don't have to go into the page, log in as a person, check these routes. I can just run this and it tells me that your thing is broken. Let's see here. Admin user page test line 19. Cert redirect. Allows admins to view users. Call to member function is redirect on string. Hey, it's Alex. Welcome to the stream. I'm struggling through this. Let's see here. Let's go back into our admin middleware. Let's see what's going on here. Null there. So it should return the route login, right? Go to authenticate, turn route login, turn route login. That looks correct. Don't know why this test is failing. Let's go back to our test. I'm going to comment this one out real quick to see if the other one is working. Is redirect on string. Alright, so what's going on here? Slash users. Yes. It does always happen on streaming. You should see the first 10 minutes of the stream where I was just trying to figure out how to get my application to run. Alright, so what's going on here? Problems. Ah, yes, this is why. Put it in the wrong place. Our middleware goes into route middleware. So I'll do our admin. There we go. That should fix it, right? Let's run our test. Failed 500. Awesome. At least it's a different error, right? All right, trying to get property of non-object. Okay, no, this is actually good. This is the right way we want to go. So in our middleware, we were checking to see if the user is an administrator, but in our database, we don't have that column at all. So we need to add the isAdmin column to our database. So let's make a new migration. Add isAdmin to users. We can specify what table we want to migrate, which is going to be the users table. All right, so that's just going to create a new migration, which you can find in databases, migrations, and we have add isAdmin to users, exactly like what we called it in the console. Yep, using SQLer, the best database tool for elementary. All right, so we have our table. Let's create a new Boolean called isAdmin, and we can default it to false. Let's go ahead and run our migration. Did something wrong. Semicolon. All right, let's check our table. Let's refresh this. We now have our isAdmin column. It's default to false, or 0 in this case. Let's run our test now. Another 500. All right. We're getting there slowly. Unexpected colon, that was the other thing. Trying to get property of non-object. Alright, let's go into our admin. Let's dump our user real quick. I want to go into our test. I'm going to get rid of this because I want to actually get rid of that. Logged in as a specific user and see what we're getting here. Alright, so we are getting this randomly created user. IsAdmin is not on here. Okay, so let's go and look at our user model. Let's see. Should have everything there. I don't think isAdmin needs to be fillable just to see it. Let's run this again. Very strange, very strange. Because it is in the database. It's not hidden. Alright, let's use another tool. Tinker comes with Artisan, and we can build a user here. So right now if we do user get, we don't have anything in the database because those tests were using the transactions. We can do a factory, just like we're doing in our test. Guess I need to give it the namespace. Capital. There we go. Alright, so we have our user, but no isAdmin on there. Why would it be in the database but not show up on our model? What would cause that? Go look at our content here. isAdmin 0. Maybe it's a cache thing? I wouldn't think so, but why don't you work? What would cause this? I have no idea. I am stumped on this one. I have not seen this before. Did forget we do need to, in our down function for when rolling back, let's drop this column. Now I am going to run migrate fresh. We're going to dump the database, rerun everything. Now let's go in here, create our user. Still nothing. Why? Why is it not in there? But it is in the database. I'm gonna restart this guy. That shouldn't matter at all. Yeah, I have no idea what would cause this. Let's check Google. Do user find to. That's weird. Okay. If I do a find, it has it. Now it is working. I have fixed it. I don't know how. It's working. All right, let's run our test. See if this works. All right, run the test. Is not there. Okay, so maybe it has to do with when it's created. So let's go back to our factory. By default, admin will be false. Is is false. Okay, so I think it just has to do with the factory. It's just giving me the object that it created and not actually pulling it back from the database. All right, so let's go back to our test. This in here, let's go in and get rid of our dump. Run the test, 500 again. All right, hopefully this is a different error. Whoops, Laravel. What's the error this time? Trying to get property of non-object. Okay, let's go back to our admin, put the dump back in here. So that's null because the first test doesn't have a user. This does have is_admin, so why don't you want to work? Very interesting. So we're going to act as this user that we just created. Try to get this URL, and we should be redirected. But our error is saying trying to get property of non-object. Could it be part of the CSRF token? I wouldn't think so on a get. I mean, I can try throwing that in there to see if that'll work. Legal offset type. I'm just getting all kinds of errors today. This is awesome. Oh, that's the driver. I forgot. So you can't put it in the wrong place. That's headers. Is there anything else here? No. Oh man, problem after problem today. Let's go back into our test. Let's do a var dump of the user. Where's my console? It may be an issue with the stream. I had a lot of issues with my encoder earlier. Yeah, I do see it on my preview that it is kind of flickering, so not sure what's going on today. It might be my network. I had a complete outage yesterday for most of the day, so I wouldn't be surprised if Comcast is messing with it. All right. Yeah, let me try to change that real quick. Well, if I stop it, it might kill the stream. I think we're almost at the end anyways, so bear with all the flickering for a few more minutes. All right, updated is admin. Oh, right here is admin. No, it says false. I have no idea. No idea what is wrong. I expected to have problems, but not this many problems today. Just take this out for a second. See if that gets rid of the errors. Okay, so it does have to do with that. Is admin. That is the correct spelling, right? Is admin. Yes. Is null is wrapping that. Do this var dump auth user is admin. Gonna fix it. Does not like it at all. I have no idea what is going on. No idea. All right, well, I am just about out of time, so I'm not going to be able to fix this on the stream unless anybody has some amazing ideas as to what is going on here. But yeah, so I know this wasn't a very good introduction to Laravel. I was trying to actually show some application development. Alacad is going to be doing a Intro to Laravel series. I think he's already recorded one video, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully I will stream again in the next couple weeks. Next week I'll be traveling. Maybe I'll stream on Thursday if I can figure this out and show you guys what the problem was and maybe have an actual productive stream. Like I said at the beginning, this will be open source. Hopefully we'll have some good community involvement for Hacktoberfest. Get your free shirt. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. And yeah, go fix my bug for me. Have a good one.